If you knock on the door of an expired listing, what kind of results could you expect? An expired listing is when a homeowner puts their home on the market with an agent. They hire an agent that goes in the MLS, and it goes for a certain period of time, and then the agent's listing agreement expires, the MLS agreement expires, and now anyone can go reach out and talk to that seller to see if they're still interested in selling. That's an expired listing. And the question is, if you go knock on their door, if you knock on their door, well, what's going to happen? What kind of results can you expect? If that's something you want to talk about, let's chat. Hi, I'm Mike Cerrone with Two Listings Per Month. And today this is going to be a very quick little video, but I'm going to chat with you about my experience. It's just my experience on knocking on the door of expired listings. So I've had this idea that how can I help an agent go out there and get 2 listings per month? What would you have to do? And I like the idea of going after expired listings because I believe that they're very motivated to sell their home. And if you listen to our statistical analysis of this group, you should go look at that. That's another video. Basically, it came down to the median time for relist is 12 days. Within 12 days, half of these expired listings are relisting. I should be clear, half of the people that are going to relist have relisted. Okay, it may not be all of them. That's a different study. But of the people that relisted, half relisted in 12 days. That was the median. Pretty incredible. And the question is, how can you get out to them? So you can call them, you can send some mail, you can knock on the door, you can send a text, you could I'm sure you could do a lot of other things. I don't even think go to social media and chat with them. You can send them email if you have their email address. There are a lot of different ways to go. And I'm basically focusing on, so far, going out by phone, the door knocking we're about to talk about, and mail, which I'm experimenting with. And there's a lot of that on this channel you can check out. I'm not going out to the other mediums for different reasons. And that's another video. Let's focus on this one, which is door knocking. I didn't do a lot. I'll just tell you that. I didn't do a lot, but the results really surprised me. And maybe they'll surprise you as well. So I was making phone calls and I wasn't getting a hold of anybody. I mean, I would call for about an hour and maybe talk to 2 people. Maybe. And most of those conversations were really quick. And I started thinking, wait a minute, I know a lot of these people are going to relist, but they're not answering their phone. So how do you get in front of them? And so one is direct to mail. The only problem with direct to mail is it's a little slower. It takes several days to get there. And then the other would be to knock on the door and chat with them. And if they're not there, then leave something there where at least you've made some kind of attempt at a contact. All right, so that's the logic of why I thought, well, maybe you should just go to the door and knock on it and say, hello, heard your home came off the market, and are you still interested in selling it? It's a nice, simple opener. You don't really have to study a script there. Now, you should learn some dialogue and how to handle objections and so forth. Just know that that's the opener. Your objective is to set an appointment to show them how you sell homes, to get an interview, and everything else in the middle will work out if you're just listening and asking questions, staying curiosity of what's going on, what are they trying to accomplish, what went wrong, or what do they think went right, or where do they want to go? That's the big one. Where do you want to go when you want to be there? And do you need me to help you get that accomplished? Right? That's the big one. And a lot of hearing helps. A lot of people want to open up, and you should let them. You'll learn a lot, and you're helping them. And you're evaluating, by the way, on your side, you're evaluating, do I want to get involved with this? Anyway, so that's what's going on there. So here's the result of the door knocking experiment. I only went out for one day. I only went out for one day. I got a list. I mapped it out, and I had a little flyer to hand them or to put on the door if they weren't there. And so I went out for one day and I tracked it. It was about 90 minutes. So in about an hour and a half, how many doors do you think I knocked on in an hour and a half? Ready? Five. I knocked on five doors an hour and a half because you got to drive between each house and everything. Okay. Now, the next question is the big one. How many people answered the door? Well, what do you think? If you were to knock on five doors, how many people do you think would answer? My expectation was maybe one, maybe two, right? Because I've done door knocking early in my career. I did not expect very many people to answer the door. Ready? Here's the big shocker. I knocked on five doors. By the way, this is mid morning. I should clarify. This is mid morning. I don't remember. I have to look somewhere in my notes for the actual time. I'm saying somewhere between 9, 10 o'clock. I think maybe between 9 and 11, but somewhere in there. It was 90 minutes total, start to finish. I know that part, but I can't remember the actual hours, but I'm pretty sure it was mid morning, somewhere between 9 and 11. So I'm trying to set the stage for you. At that time of day, and it was during the middle of the week. It was not the weekend. It was during the middle of the week between 9 and 11. And I knocked for 90 minutes. I knocked on five doors. How many people answered? Ready? Five. Five doors got answered. I couldn't believe it. It shocked me. After the first door, I'm like, okay, that was probably interesting. And the second door, I'm like, wow, maybe that was a fluke. And then third door, and they just kept answering. It was shocking to me how many people are at home, either working at home or at home. By the way, all different ages, middle age, old age, younger couple. They were all over the place. There was nothing that I could pinpoint why it was happening other than I just knocked and they happened to answer the door. So this is, by the way, was early summer. I was wearing a polo type shirt and shorts with a hat, and I think I had a little portfolio with me. So I look like, I don't know, I guess I kind of look like a business person. Not really, I wasn't in a suit, but I got that portfolio with me. I don't know why they all answered the door. Maybe it's my gray beard. All I can tell you is they answered the door. All five. Blew me away. Now, I got into the conversations with these folks, and none of them went anywhere as far as their next steps. Because we have some strange dynamics. So coming out of COVID and so forth, a lot of people had listed their home the year before, but expired this year. That was kind of a weird trend I was seeing for a long time. Now, by the way, the end of my summer, I'm actually starting to see what I call true expireds. They listed recently and they're expiring recently, which is a very good sign for getting business from expireds. It is a sign that the market's slowing down. In any event, none of those leads were going to pan out and go anywhere. I think one of them was interesting, but he was like 2 years out. He wasn't that motivated anymore because he had expired again the prior fall, and now it's early summer. But in any event, I just wanted you to know the big shocker to me, five for five. I doubt that I could go 100 for 100. There's no way. But it was way more than I ever expected. 100% of the people I knocked on their door answered. That's like mind blowing. Now, if I were going to do this, if I were younger and aggressive and really needed to make this work, I would seriously consider door knocking because you're talking to more people seriously. You're getting in front of them. You're picking the areas you want to work. You're talking to people directly. You're getting in the conversation, at least in my experience. That was a short little experience. You'd have to play it out some more. But wow, a face-to-face is so much better than over the phone. All these people were pleasant. Every single one of them was nice. Nobody was mean. Okay. When you're on the phone, these people are mean, because they can't see you. You're just an annoyance. Some of them are yelling at you or they're barking at you. They're telling you, stop calling. They think that it's you, real estate agents. But when you're standing in front of them as an individual and you got a smile on your face, It's just, okay, well, this is a person standing at my door. I guess I'll be nice. And by the way, when I did door knocking, I knocked on thousands of doors very early in my career. Everybody was nice then too. I mean, it shocked me. I was always fearful of the door, but it turned out everybody was very nice. Um, and that was my experience with these expireds. Everybody was pleasant. Everybody answered my questions. I had one door where the wife answered, and was having a pleasant conversation with her. And then the husband comes over because he just got home, and he did kind of come at me, kind of barking initially. And I just say, I'm just here to chat with you about your home and see if we can help you. And if we can't, we can't. And if we can, great. And what were you trying to do? And by the end, he's opening up and he's telling me all about his business that he's trying to run. And people like to talk to people, and face to face is really good. Okay, and remember, people read you. So if you're very open and friendly and non-threatening, then they're going to be the same. I guess if I were to walk up and go, I'm going to want to knock on your door, then they would give me a different reaction. But obviously, didn't do that. All right, so if you're going to do door knocking, and I highly recommend you consider it if you're hungry and aggressive and you really want to go into this market, just remember 5 for 5. That blew me away. Let me ask this. Have you ever knocked on expired listings doors? If you have, tell me down in the comments, what kind of results did you get? Did people answer the door? Did you find any listings? It was surprisingly good, and I was a little shocked as far as the answer rate. Again, it didn't turn into any appointments, but I assume if I did enough of them, I would start making that work. All right, so I hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've had any experience with it, if this has been helpful or not. And then if you like this, go ahead and give it the thumbs up. Let us know you like the video. And if you want to go on a journey with us, go ahead and subscribe. We're going out and figuring out how to get 2 listings per month. All right, again, I hope this has been helpful. Take care. Bye now.